Shine up that chrome dome of yours so that the Heartbreak Kid can crack it like an egg.
Are you ready?
And now, the top 5 matches that Shawn Michaels should have accepted instead of taking part in the tag team match with D-Generation X against the Brothers of Destruction. And yes, it did happen, no matter how many times you try and tell yourself that it didn't. Coming in at number 5, The Beast.
Brock Lesnar.
This one goes all the way back to when Shawn Michaels returned and joined the NWO after a 4-year hiatus from the WWE due to a major back injury and a crippling drug addiction. And when Michaels returned to the active roster in 2002, the two had a brief run-in where HBK would hit sweet chin music on an overselling Lesnar. The two wouldn't interact again until around a decade later. During this time, Shawn Michaels would have several WrestleMania moments, while Brock wanted to have a little break to play some football. Oh, and he won some fights in the UFC too. Now, fast forward to the summer of 2012. During the Triple H and Brock Lesnar feud, Shawn Michaels is due to be in the corner of Triple H for the match, but in the build-up to this, Shawn Michaels is snatched out of his car and has his arm broken by Lesnar, dragging this Triple H and Lesnar feud out till WrestleMania the following year. The match with Michaels in the corner of Triple H would indeed take place at WrestleMania 29. During the match, HBK would attempt to super kick Lesnar. After all these interactions between the two, it wouldn't lead to any kind of feud or match. Instead, the last thing we get from this is Paul Heyman receiving sweet chin music to several of his chins.
Sweet chin music!
4. Seth Rollins versus Shawn Michaels. There's no big history here, just another case of the fans asking for this dream match and us here at the WWE teasing it. With Rollins being a huge Shawn Michaels fan and the constant comparisons between the two, the fans were clamoring for a one-on-one. So what you got in 2015 was a backstage segment followed by the then world champion interrupting Shawn as he is discussing the pay-per-view that Sunday. Obviously, this wouldn't lead to a match or anything. This was just a random segment to show you what could be. Seth and Shawn would cross paths several times during DX reunions and KFC commercials, but unfortunately, that's where it ends.
If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you! Shut up!
3.
Nikki! Dolph Ziggler! You're Dolph Ziggler!
Some might say that HBK and Nikki Ziggler have already been in the ring together, but not everyone would agree.
I would have loved to have got, not Spirit Squad me, that's a year in the business, I'm probably said this a million times, but to get in the ring with Shawn for a couple of minutes.
Again, the comparisons are there, whether it's the ring attire or the moveset, specifically the super kick, all the way down to overselling a SummerSlam match with an immovable object.
The big boot!
Now this one right here is when the WWE were really cock-teasing you with a potential matchup. Sure, we had the Spirit Squad run-ins, backstage segments, and Royal Rumble matches through the years. And even in 2017, when Dolph would come out doing the entrances of beloved superstars that he would claim to be better than.
You gotta be kidding.
Dolph did this a few times with Bayley, Triple H, DX, and Shawn Michaels entrances, so you couldn't really say that this could be leading to a match with HBK. That is, until 2 years later, in the summer of 2019, this is when the WWE really made it look like this match might happen.
You were embarrassing.
Dolph Ziggler here saying the same thing many people were in regards to the tag match at Crown Jewel 2018. And during this random gathering on Miz TV, Shawn would fire back at Ziggler.
What's more embarrassing to me is working your whole career, giving everything you got, and still left with nothing except being known as a second-rate Shawn Michaels wannabe.
He said it.
This would lead to Miz daring Dolph to take a swing at him, only for Michaels to come back and defend the honor of Miz. Dolph would take a swing, missing Michaels and knocking down the Miz. Eventually, Dolph would hit Michaels with the super kick. Now, normally the WWE would have this kind of little tease and then leave it at that, but not on this occasion. 2 weeks later, it looked like the plan for SummerSlam 2019 was going to be Ziggler versus Miz for the 4,675th time. But instead, Miz said that it wouldn't be him that Dolph is facing, and HBK would step up and declare,
It's not me.
"Wow, what the hell was that? There has to be someone that can make sense of all this."
Here she comes to wreck the day!
Bill Goldberg. That's right, folks. Goldberg would be the opponent for Ziggler at SummerSlam, but hey, at least now we can end all this HBK versus Dolph Ziggler hype now, right? Right. Yep, that's it. That's what you got. It ended with Shawn Michaels hitting sweet chin music to Ziggler.
I've got 2 words for you! Screw you!
Number 2, CM Punk versus Shawn Michaels. Now again, with backstage run-ins, tag matches, and DX reunions, Punk and Michaels did cross paths a few times. But it wasn't until Michaels had retired did they really tease a match. This segment often gets overlooked because it happened on the same episode of Raw as the pipe bomb. But earlier that same night, Punk would interrupt Michaels, claiming his personality is so addictive that he couldn't stay out of the spotlight. This wouldn't be the only reference to Shawn's past that he would bring up.
You and I are not alike. Certainly we've got similarities. We don't smoke, we don't drink, we don't do drugs, but you know something? Fair enough.
Michaels would respond to this by super kicking David Otunga, leaving Punk to state that HBK just made the biggest mistake of his life, which would then lead to Shawn Michaels versus CM Punk at SummerSlam 2011. Wait, no, I mean it was Michael Cole and the anonymous Raw general manager announcing CM Punk would be taking on Kane. Yay. And then, for a long time, nothing happened. That is until December 2013, when the WWE Championship Ascension ceremony took place. Yes, that one. After the brawl broke out with the former champions, Punk ended up striking Triple H, and then Shawn Michaels came to his defense by super kicking CM Punk. Of course, all of the action and the world stood still because Stephanie McMahon got knocked down, much to Randy Orton's concern. Maybe he should have tried giving her the kiss of life again.
1 week later,
Punk would call out Triple H. Instead, HBK would come down to the ring. There was some playful banter going on. Michael said, "You shouldn't be mad at Hunter, you should be mad at me." He then forgot some lines. Punk shrugged it off, saying 15-year him was stoked that he kicked him. But if he ever did it again, he was going to kick him back.
Dallas, I'm sure I'm going to have a lot more than one more match. Just relax for 1 second.
As you can see, it was all fun and games. Punk forgave Michaels for wearing assless chaps and kicking him in the face. Could it be respect? Could it be fear? Or the gay lovemaking as claimed by Punk in a deleted Instagram post?
We had a glorious 11-month love affair, man on man, that I shall never forget. Our bodies intertwined as one, and from the beauty of Morocco to the French Riviera to the snorkeling in the Galapagos, Shawn Michaels and I made glorious gay love to each other on 6 of the 7 continents.
And finally in at number 1. This one would have been the one with the most depth and made the most sense in terms of the old teacher versus student story, with Shawn Michaels helping train and break Danielson into the wrestling business back in the year 2000.
It doesn't just stop there. Tonight, the tag team titles on the line as the Buffet Brothers defend against the Ultimate Bad Guys. What a match that should be.
Listen up, guys. Sorry to interrupt, but 2 weeks ago, you saw my television title match. You saw how it went down. All I'm asking for is one more shot at that TV title.
Well, I tell you what.
Fast forward 13 years, and Bryan Danielson is going one-on-one with Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Championship, which is currently held by Vacant. In an attempt to get fans to download the WWE app, they set up a poll for fans to vote for who they want as a special guest referee for the match. The options? Well, it's Booker T, Shawn Michaels, and Bob Backlund. I wonder who they want as the ref for this match. Ha ha ha. Needless to say, Shawn won by 61%. There would be a contract signing for the match where Triple H would continually call Daniel Bryan a B-plus player. This would be where Shawn sticks up for Danielson, claiming he's an A-plus player, and at Hell in a Cell he's going to make the right choice for the fans. The cover. 1, 2, 3. A new WWE champion, Randy Orton. Ooh, Shawn, you sure do got some explaining to do. And that explanation was that because Bryan attacked Triple H during the Hell in a Cell match, Shawn simply had to super kick Bryan and cost him the title because, above all else, Hunter is still his bestest buddy. Sure, I just did that to you, but how about we shake hands, friend?
Wait a minute!
Shawn Michaels tapped out and the two would get pulled apart, and you guessed it, nothing else happened. Well, until 2 months later, again during the championship ascension ceremony. After Michaels superkicked Punk, Danielson would strike back at HBK. Wow, with all this history and these guys taking shots at each other, surely this has got to be leading somewhere, right?
Wrong.
Hey, that's right. None of these matches were worth coming out of retirement for. Only at Crown Jewel was the perfect time to step back in the ring. So which one is it? Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, CM Punk, or Bryan Danielson? Which one of these matches has the potential to be a classic final match for Shawn Michaels? Send your answers in on a postcard or comment below. This is Vinnie Mac signing off.